is something a little bit different in that this bit that is going to be at the beginning of the video, I'm actually filming right at the end of the work that I've done, because when I got down here earlier, it was so glorious, the light, that I just wanted to get on with the jobs while the light stayed light. It just completely puts me off. So what I've done today, and I'll show you in a minute, my main task has been sorting out my pelargoniums, geraniums really, pelargoniums, getting them ready for winter. I want to show you my leeks, because I've got a little bit of a problem with leaf miner at the moment, so I'm going to show you them and just have a little look at how the plot's shaping up for winter really. I have a bit of a bonus, I find a bit of a bonus in the greenhouse. So other than that, we're just going to have a little look at how the plot's shaping up for winter. So I'm going to put the kettle on and warm up, and I'll come back to you after the video. Okay, we're back in the greenhouse here, and what I've got are my pelargoniums that I've brought in from home actually. Most of them, I tend not to put many in the soil. They tend to either be in a hanging basket or in pots, so they're easy to pick up and bring in for the winter. Now, I don't know how frost free this greenhouse is, because it's it's certainly got ventilation, but this is our first winter here, so we're going to have to see how these fare. Now you'll notice, actually the sun's just come out there and it just shows the colours. I've got basically every colour under the sun. I've got this deep salmon, would it be salmon? Next to this pale salmon here. Next to this incredibly gaudy pink with a white centre. Next to these beautifully deep red, my favourite traditional, I would say, pelargoniums. And the reason that is because I bought them all. I'm going to just try and swing around, get a different angle. I bought them all from, I think I bought most of them from Morrison's. Other supermarkets are available. They had 20 little plug plants. It was either 20 for £3 or 30 for £2. It was a bargain anyway. So, yeah. The only thing is you just have no idea what colour's going to come out. So, yeah, hence I've got this mix. But I must admit my favourites have always been the scarlet. Now, yes, I'm saying that. I've got the sunlight in my eyes. Can you see that colour? Cameras are notorious for not picking up red. But it's just luminous. And then, this is one I did buy separately, and it has bloomed and bloomed and bloomed. Look, I should be taking that off. And this has just been gorgeous, and it's slightly darker red. Would you call that scarlet? Which one would you call scarlet? You see, I would think that was scarlet until I saw that one. Look at them next to each other there. Can you pick up the difference there? Anyway, very beautiful. So what I'm going to do, because I want these, or I'm going to try and keep them over winter, I'm going to cut most of them back. But I am going to safeguard these two by taking some cuttings, and I'll show you how I do that now. I'm back. The warmth on my back in here today is just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. But I'm very wary that the clocks went back last night, so I'm thinking I've got a good few hours down here, but it's probably going to start getting dark. It's about 2 o'clock now. So yeah, next couple of hours, let's just hope the sun stays out. Okay, what I've got here is my favourite plant. Now, I was looking up, just before I left the house, different types of pelargoniums, and apparently, let me just look round, there's your regal, which I take it this is. There is then your zonal. Let's get Barbara out, here she comes, look. That's got the zonal type leaves, which again, I love them. I don't know, there's something really nostalgic about them to me. And then, I can't remember what the other ones are. There's some called Angel. And then you've got your ivy leaf pelargoniums, which are nice, and your scented leaf pelargonium. Anyway, this is, I think this is a bog standard one. If this was just any other day and I wasn't getting it ready for winter, what I would be doing would just be deadheading even, I mean, I'm not this finicky usually, but taking off the dead flowers and leaving what's left on a stem, but certainly taking these ones off just to prolong the flowering period a bit. But because what I'm going to do with this one is take some cuttings, I'm actually going to remove, you see I've just done that and I don't need to, I'm going to remove all the flower stems. Oh, what a shame. What a terrible shame. Or is it? I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you what I mean. I can hear something outside the greenhouse. I don't know what it is. I can hear a plane. Plane in the distance. Birds singing. There's something a bit disconcertingly going tramp, tramp, tramp. I don't know what that is. Anyway, we'll soon find out. Ooh. Okay, what I want to show you is, I don't know if anybody ever bothers doing this, but I very often do. The flowers on your geranium, or pelargonium, whether you like the plants or not, just make a beautiful, beautiful little display on their own. And actually, the fact I am deadheading all of those does not mean they're going to go to waste, because, now bear in mind I haven't got any posh vases up here, I haven't even got a pair of sharp secateurs. Pretend you didn't see that. Look at that! That is such a pretty little posy in my 1970s style plastic coffee cup. Isn't that nice? Anyway, ignore that. Putting that there. Oh, here comes Tiddles. Oh, the camera's going to go wobbly. What we've got here, hello Tiddles. I know. What we've got here is a really, really well established plant. We've got, though, the growth that we are looking to cut. Let's take some dead leaves off. I know. We've got some woody growth there. Can you see that? Let's see if you can see. I've got the sunlight in my eyes. Hello. You've got this, yeah, you've got your woody growth there, but we're looking to take some of the, oh look, slugs have been on this one. This is why I'm not risking leaving this one in the greenhouse over winter. We're looking to take some of these lovely, lush, almost bendy green stalks off. So, if I had a nice sharp allotment knife, note to Mike if you're watching this, Christmas present please, it would be a lot easier, but I haven't. I've got a pair of almost rusty secateurs. I'm going to take a cutting just below a leaf node. I know, I'll see it in a minute. And I'm going to take off these lower leaves. And this is where the magic happens. If that was a flower bud, I'd take that off as well, actually. Basically, can you hear? Can you hear this pleading here? Basically, that's all I want to do. And then you can see that's not a brilliantly clean cut, but that's the way I garden. You've got that little node there, and that is going to go in a little pot of water. And that node will grow me some beautiful, fingers crossed, beautiful roots. And so already I've got one plant. So, oh hello. Yep, here we go. I may have to abandon ship in a second. Hello Tiddles. Are you interested in pelargoniums? Do you think I should take more cuttings? Do you? Do you think the neighbour thinks I'm mad for talking to a cat? I think maybe they do. I know. Hello, sweetie. Hello. Right, I'm going to take one more and then I'm going to have to see to this little pesky nail. Okay, one more cutting. Just below a leaf node. Again, I can't, yeah, I think you can see that. Take off the big leaves that make people sneeze, as well as cats, because they're so hairy, aren't they? They're really hairy. Hello, do you like it? Okay, I'm coming to see you in a minute, I will. Take up most of the big leaves because you don't want the plant. This is starting to feel very Blue Peter. You don't want the plant wasting energy, keeping the leaves going, and also the leaves will transpire water from their surface. You don't want that. You want all the goodness going down here where it should form some lovely roots. Now, that's as basic as you get, isn't it? This is why I cross my fingers quite a lot, because I can't ever believe it's going to work. But it does work. It does work. And in fact, there's one I've got at home that has been rooting now, oh dear, for months. I've got to say, it's been in there far too long. And yeah, it's still going well. The stem, I thought the stem might rot after a while, but it's still going strong. Right, what I don't want to do here is take anything off the woody growth. If I wanted to take cuttings to put into compost, then I would, but I don't. I just want soft woody cuttings that are really, really easy to do. So I may just, oh, you see, I'm tempted to take one there. I'm going to take one more. This hopefully, again, take the big one off. Excuse me, tiddles. Take the big one off. This cup is clearly far too big. I'm going to take these home and have to walk home with them like this and put them in a little egg cup, and then in probably in about a week they're going to be showing their roots. Okay, so I will keep you posted on those, but like I say, do not despair of getting rid of all your lovely growth, because put them in a jug, they make a lovely floral display. All right, okay, sorry, what I haven't said is now, to get this ready for the winter, I am just going to chop off some of the very, very sappy growth. And so then I will take this one home. I will keep it indoors on a windowsill because it's my favourite. But basically for all the others, so for example, let me see, oh, Barbara here, she's going to be a bit hit and miss. To be honest, I don't mind if Barbara doesn't come back. It's been lovely while she's been here. But I really, they're not my colour. However, I will put them in with the red ones. What I would do, get rid of any flower stalks. Again, they can go in the water. And chop her down to about, oh, I don't know, people say about 4 inches, but just make sure that there's not too much sappy growth. So get rid of tiddles. Get rid of, how much of that you're going to have been able to see. Get rid of the growth like that, so you're not stressing the plant out too much, apart from the fact you're chopping its head off. Okay, and take off a few big leaves, take off a few dead, and then that should, I'm saying should, sit quite happily in your frost-free greenhouse over winter. Just make sure it doesn't dry out absolutely completely. Oh, what's this? Look. Found that on the leaf. I don't know if that's a seed or a nasty bug, but we'll flick it over there. So I'm going to cut the rest of mine back like that. I am going to take that home, and I am going to put this somewhere pretty. Okay. You're a madam. What are you? You're a madam. Come on. Come on. There we go. That's the after from the before. I've probably still left far too many leaves on. Well, I know I have, but it seems so cruel. Anyway, they are in here now for the winter. I mean, look at that one. I'm looking at that now. I'm thinking, oh, Jane, just take that off. But, you know, I don't want to take it off because it's right near the bottom of the stem. You know what? Oh, no, I can't. No, I can't. Okay, so those are all ready to live or die over the winter. And up here are my the little saved ones, the little blessed pelargoniums. That's the lovely one I'm going to take home and put on a windowsill out the way somewhere. Yeah, look at them. You see the colour on them. Absolutely glorious. And yeah, I did go a bit mad, and I've put more cuttings in because I just felt so guilty. So now I've got all sorts of mixed cuttings in there now. I've got a few of that one, a few of that one, a few white ones. They're all in there, and I won't know what they are until they flower because I haven't labelled them. But never mind, it'll be a surprise next year. So that's it. Pelargoniums done. a visitor I'm not too happy about having at the moment is what I'm suspecting to be the allium leaf miner. Hope you can hear me over that strimmer. One of the first signs of this, we have had it before on our onions at the old plot. Sorry about my legs there. But one of your first signs is basically it starts to curl. You get these little, can you see that? These little rotten bits in it. And eventually the miner goes inside, eats right down to the root. And I'm going to pull this one up and just see if I can find one to show you what it looks like. Okay, so what I've got here is this very poorly looking leek. I mean, even at the most desperate of times, I wouldn't want that in a soup. Lots of weeds. So I'm just going to dig this up and show you. Ah dear. Let's just see. I'm going to go right down because, to be honest, I don't think there's much chance of it surviving. Oh look, straight away. Okay, can you see that? Let me see if you can see that. That we think, see that? Is the pupae of the leaf miner. So that's not the leaf miner itself. I thought it was, but look at the damage it's done inside the leek. It has just massacred that leek. I'm just checking you can still see this. Look at that. That's awful. So if I peel back, I'm going to see if I can actually find the leaf miner itself. I've got to be careful because things I'm dropping on the floor might actually contain the leaf miner. It's difficult to... darn this sunshine. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to find it. Is that it? Ah, there we go. There we go. Can you see that? That has wrecked... I can't squash it, I'm too much of a softie. But that is wrecking my leeks. I hope that's it. It's not moving. Is that it? Someone will... oh, well, it's gone now. Oh dear. Anyway, so once you've got it, it's very difficult to control it. I mean, I know that... hold on 1 second. Okay, that's better. I feel like I'm talking to someone now. I know that Terry King had a problem with leaf miner and he made a video about it, far more in depth than me and far more scientific, so go and have a look at Terry's video. But what he reckoned he was going to do, he was going to chop out, he was tracing the leaf miner down the stem and he was going to cut to just below the evidence where the leaf miner had been. So hopefully what he had left in the soil was would be healthy leek, and it was going to grow up again and so basically recover itself. So your leek wouldn't be as strong as it would have been originally, but at least you would get something. But to be honest, looking at these, some of these have just gone down to the ground. However, you live, you learn. I think someone said that the pupae from, is it the pupae? From the leaf miner can live in the soil for up to 2 years, so it's something we are going to have to get sorted out, because it's not just your leeks that it's going to affect, it's going to be, and this is what really worries me, it's going to be your onions. Well, we're not doing overwintering onions this year, we just haven't got around to it. So when we come around to that in the spring, we're double going to check that everything's going to be okay. But over here is my garlic bed. And I desperately want my garlic to do well this year after how bad they were last year. I've got my elephant garlic in, I've got my hardneck and my softneck garlic in, and they're coming up beautifully. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to have a really good look at them and see if there's any evidence of the leaf miner at all. They're not, I mean, if you've got leeks, they're going to go for them first. But the garlic is still part of the allium family, aren't they? So I'm going to double check, see if they're okay. And then I'm going to put some sort of fleece or some sort of protection over them and just cross my fingers. So I better get on with that.
Why do other people's apples always look better than your own? Look, they've got loads left.
Well, This might look to all intents and purposes like a bed full of weeds, but I'm really happy with this because it's actually the winter rye and I think it was vetch, can't remember now, the winter rye mix. So the green manure that we are going to let take hold, take root, and then just when it thinks it's home free, chop it down and dig it into the soil. So we sowed this, I think, on the last video, but it's coming up really beautifully. And if let's see, I'll just show you the difference. That's your winter rye, that's a cat's head, followed by a cat's bottom, and then we've got the veg, which is actually really quite pretty. But yeah, so this bed is now covered in this, and hopefully it's the first time we've done green manure, but hopefully we'll do really well. And this, of course, has been our absolutely glorious apple tree, cooking apple. But sadly, by the time we managed to get hold of an apple picker, most of the apples were on the floor. But we had a little go last Sunday with some friends, and if nothing else, it made us chuckle. But next year, oh, we're going to be able to bring in those harvests, no problem.
That's good. That's your sperm. Go for it, Jenny. Grab my head. Come on.
Oh, I got it, she knows. It's too big. It's too big to go in. I've got the branch in the way. Have I got it?
Got it.
No. Not yet. Middle. Okay. Right. Okay.
That's good. You got it.
I've got it. I've got the apple. Oh! Yay!
Look at the apple.
Hey!
It's in there. That's proof of the pudding.
Oh.
Let's see, how is it? Oh, look at that.
It's perfect. It's unblemished, almost.
Oh.
Look at that. Perfect
Feel a
apple.
bit teary.
Well done, Jenny. Well done.
Back over to the neglected greenhouse. That is the one that's got the vine in. Can we see the vine? Yes, which has just been beautiful. It's such a treat. I mean, if I show you, it's actually still got some grapes on. There's our lovely neighbour. But they are more or less turning into raisins on the vine. But if we look below, might put in some very late tomatoes without any hope at all of them fruiting. And you can see they've just been ignored. But being as now we are getting frosty nights, I'm going to take these off today to do some magical things within the kitchen. Green tomato curry is our latest favourite. I made a Thai one recently with coconut milk and lime, and it was absolutely beautiful. But I'm going to put a link here somewhere, maybe here, if I can work out how to do it, to Paul and Richard's green tomato curry that they did last week. Really, really easy to follow recipe, and yeah, very, very clear method right through from the beginning to the end. So yeah, you want something a bit different to do with your tomatoes, go and have a look at Paul. You can see how neglected, just turn you around, excuse my arm, you can see how neglected some of these have been. They've just dropped onto the ground, so I'm just leaving those because all of these are a bonus. Now with your green tomatoes, you can leave them. There's the famous, put them in a drawer or some sort of receptacle with a banana on top, and the banana releases the ethylene, which will speed up the ripening process. You can just put them on a windowsill and wait for them to go that way. But I think at the moment we've got so many tomatoes still at home that there's no harm in just waiting. Look at all these actually. In fact, it's quite sad because we've hardly taken anything off here. And they've actually been, if I say wasted, I'll feel really bad about it because they're not wasted because they weren't going to go in, so they're a bonus, but they're a waste. We could have made more off the bonus. Anyway, I'm going to get on with picking these and then I'll show you how many we've got at the end. There we go. Not bad for the unexpected. Oh, okay. I've got a nice cup of tea now. It's sort of, I don't quite know what sort of tea it is. It was like just an indiscriminate fruit tea bag that's been in one of those tins for some time. So it's warm though, which probably means that my hands are going to turn into some giant chilblains. Because I know when I was young, I was always told if your hands or feet are cold, never put them onto something that's direct heat, direct warmth, otherwise they turn into chilblains. And I remember having them when I was about, I must have been about 11 or 12. I remember having them in my toes and blow my neck, they throbbed. So, oh hello. So I learned a bit of a lesson there, but I still want to warm my hands up. So I've got a nice cup of tea. So that's it, yeah. So today, got the pelargoniums done. Considering we didn't think we would have too much to do this year, I feel like we're starting to run to catch up again. And one of the main causes of that is, oh, she's off. I think even Tiddles is too cold to stay outside. She's probably got a really fancy home somewhere, you know, that she's going to go and sit right next to a nice warm radiator. Yeah, part of the reason is this last bit, and it is like October is like the last part of your season, if you like, or for me anyway, to get things ready for the spring. And over the last 4 weeks, I have had two of the most horrible colds. Not just a sniffy cold where you can blow your nose and take a couple of, you know, lemon sip and get on with it, but real lay you quite low colds. So Mike had one week, I had it the next week. We had about 3 or 4 days clear, and then I came down with another one. I think possibly my immune system was a bit like, anyway, it did make me muse upon how good it is that, you know, we grow our own fruit and veg. It can keep you really healthy, even though I've just been sick now for over a month, but I'm getting over it now, so I'm fine. And it makes me appreciate things like fruity drinks, and oh, you should see our fruit bowl at home is just ridiculous. It's piled high with everything because I'm determined to get my immune system built up again. Anyway, so that means that the yeah, I'm starting to think now, oh, we still haven't got all the paths done. We still haven't got the manure down. I still haven't planted my broad beans. I was going to put them in about 5 weeks ago and I didn't. I thought I'd do it the following week, and then so yeah, when we get days like this and the sun is out, that beautiful autumn sunshine, it's just wonderful to get out and do something, you know, get out and make the most of it, because there aren't going to be many of them left. But yeah, things good. Really excited about the fact that it's all new to us again next year. We've sort of still got, after having had the old plot, I've said this before, after having had the old plot for so long, oh, it was only a few years, but we were sort of used to everything that would happen, but this plot is new to us, so it's still full of surprises, so spring is looking quite exciting. Doesn't take much to get me too excited. Anyway, what haven't I shown you? Oh, I know, my dear friend came to stay a couple of weeks ago, and she brought me out of her garden, she brought me some nasturtiums. Now, we had nasturtium, I never know if it's nasturtium or nasturtium, I think it's shum. Anyway, we had some at the old plot, and they're one of the things I didn't dig up. They just sort of self-seeded every year and took care of themselves, so I didn't think to bring them with me. But she's brought me a nasturtium plant, which I know will die off over winter, but she wanted to show me the colour of the flowers. And instead of them being your normal bright yellow and orange and red, they're this absolutely beautiful, almost burgundy colour. So yeah, she's grown them successfully in her house in Wales, and so she seems to think I can grow them successfully here as well. So she's not only brought me the plant and shown me the flowers, but she's taken a load of seeds as well. So I've got those to go in. So that's an unexpected bonus for next year. Didn't expect them. And another dear friend, I'm so lucky, went to France and brought me back this beautiful French garlic. I'm sure I didn't mention it in my last video. I'm trying to think of the timeline. But anyway, it's this large garlic bulb, and it's pink. It's this beautiful rose pink, and we wouldn't have tested it had it not been for the fact that our visitors that we've just had this weekend, we all made our own. We did a whole thing where we made pizzas and all did our own toppings, and even though we had a whole stash of garlic in the room next door, I was rather remiss and I'd left this rose garlic out in the pile, clearly in the pile that was to come up to the allotment. Next thing I looked, our lovely visitors were going, oh, this is nice, this is pink garlic, and so half of it's gone on the pizza. But there's a few cloves left, and at least it gave us a chance to taste it, and it tasted very nice. But my point is, yeah, I've been given garlic I wouldn't have had, and I've been given seeds I wouldn't have had, and plus all those lovely seeds from Pam. So yeah, they're really nice things. So yeah, you're forever learning new things and taking on new ideas in this place. Speaking of seeds, what about this swap then? If you didn't watch the last video, I'll put a link up somewhere, and go back and have a little look at the seed swap, because it's been a funny thing. It's one of those things I thought it'd just be worth a try, just thought it'd be something nice to do. But it's had a bit of a mixed reaction. It's either been people really love the idea, as I do, or they really don't like the idea. And I've actually had more thumbs downs on that video than, I don't know, well, than ever. I've never had that many thumbs downs. So, clearly, if it's not for you, you don't have to join in, but I will give it another plug because we've got a couple of weeks to go yet. If you want to join in, it's not a seed swap, it's just an allotment swap. Swap some things for or from your allotment into like a blind swap, and I'll pair you up with someone else. It's no good going into all the details. Go and have a look at the video, or the Facebook page, whichever's easier for you. And see what you think, and let me know what you think, because you know, if you don't try, you don't know. So yeah, didn't quite know what to think of it, but hopefully it hasn't put people off watching my videos. Trying my best. Anyway, that is going to be it for now. Actually, I think instead of my cup turning my hands warm, I think my hands are turning my cup cold. So I'm going to go home, root out some winter gloves, knit a hat, and hopefully be more prepared for this cold weather, because we're going to have a lot of it coming up over the next month or so. I'm pretty sure of it. So I'm going for now. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. Oh, that's something I never say. And I've noticed everybody else is saying it. Apparently there's a bell under there, and if you tick that bell or do something to the bell, it'll ding when I put a new video out, so you get a notification as to when I've got a new video out. I think that's it. I'm rubbish at plugging things, but hopefully you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm doing that waffly thing again. I'm gonna go. Have a lovely couple of weeks. Enjoy your Halloween, whatever you're gonna do, and keep yourselves warm, and I'll see you very soon. Okay, thank you. Bye.